Well, hello and welcome to Hereford Community Farm. We set up our first community farm in 2007. That was really in response to the government white paper which came out, which is called Valuing People. And that said that people should have the right to access training and activities of their choice, regardless of whatever their level of need was. And we realised there was really an unmet need in enabling people to access the countryside, to engage in activities that would be therapeutic to their well-being. At that time, John, who's the other founding director, had a qualification in Therapeutic Horticulture, and my background was working in animal management. We had also, at that point, hand-reared a little fox cub, and we were looking for somewhere for her to go, Foxy, and the site that we found where Foxy went to live became our first community farm. We'd got no business model, it was a concept that hadn't been tried but we felt would work, and no money. We've been really lucky actually because it's been a massive team effort, and it really has been about the power of community. We are entirely self-funded in what we do. We wanted something that would be completely inclusive, and we needed to ask what people wanted. And what we found within that was that there's an enormous amount of goodwill and support. However complex someone's needs are, that's relevant to us. We're looking at how can we facilitate that person to engage in the activities of their choice. But it's also about working with their families, their caregivers, their health and social care teams. It's a really, really vast network, and we're just a little part of that fronting it. Whilst we were doing this for the benefit of social value, it was also about we were having to run a business. So we chose a model which is called a community interest company. It has to be for the community, but it also has what's called a triple bottom line of social value, ethical responsibility and sustainability. So that really sat well with our objectives. We've always worked organically, so all of the animal waste, everything that comes from the small animals, the large animals, it's all composted. We also do quite a lot with recycling, so we do something called eco-carpentry. I'm actually sat on a green woodwork bench that was made by folks here, and we use timber that is sourced from local Herefordshire woodlands and just generally work in a way that's low impact on the earth. Whilst we were anticipating we'd be doing lots with animals and lots with gardening because that was our background, things like the green woodwork came along, the land management with the replanting a heritage orchard, and really listening to what people wanted, so then doing cookery and life skills and linking with other groups in the community.
So we've got 6 main activities every day with other things added on, and a lot of people know what their job roles are and they can flit in and out.
I normally clean the goats and the sheep, then if the waters need doing, I top them up, do a bit of gardening, look after the horses, poo pick, give them a groom if they need it.
Check the nails, their ears, eyes, bottoms.
When we started back in 2007, most of our staff came as volunteers first. Then as we grew, we employed those volunteers because we knew they were already good. It's the staff and the guys that make this work. Myself and Julia have just facilitated in putting all this together.
Right, so what we're going to do...
Initially people used to come from the statutory bodies like the mental health teams, social services, the learning disability teams, but it's also a lot is by word of mouth.
We also found that community networking was really important for what we could contribute and how people could contribute to what we do here. But what's been enormously helpful is having local organisations. So through volunteering, there's an organisation called HFOS, which has supported us very early on with lots of the information we needed. We work with some local schools and individuals who are not in education or at risk of exclusion.
Our students do suffer with behaviour and keeping still or staying in one space, and it's having the air, the freedom, be gentle, be quiet, which they struggle with, but actually coming here, that's something they haven't really struggled with, is the being quiet aspect of scaring the animals, and which is lovely to see.
I learned a bit of woodwork, I learned to be gentle with animals, I learned how to make apple juice.
I'm thinking of one in particular, but he absolutely shines at the farm, and you can see he smiles, he's laughing, and actually speaking more with the other students, which usually he doesn't socialise much with the students, but the confidence comes out, which is brilliant to see.
I suppose when we sit back and look at things, then you can do, you can see people growing in themselves. They love coming here because they've got the freedom to do more or less what they really want to do within boundaries, of course, you know. Hopefully no one will come up to me and say, I want to build a nuclear reactor, because we couldn't possibly do that. But they don't see me as the manager. They see me as someone to poke fun at. So I am the butt of everyone's jokes. And this is how it's just evolved over time, and I'm very happy with it. I've got a special relationship with everyone here because they're all very precious to us, because they are who they are, we are who we are. And then they come to me to let off steam and to poke fun at me, you know, to let off their own worries, if you like.
Oh, it makes all the thing go away. Make all this anxiety go away. I used to have a lot of anxiety. That's why I ended up in hospital. We used to go to over 60s at Homer Hall. And then I started at the community farm. And it was fantastic.
The little bits that you see a change in someone, or someone says, so-and-so's doing this at home now that they never did before, is very humbling. There's a real move now away from trying to get away from this kind of revolving door of people may always need medication, but there are other things that can be offered. And green care approach is very beneficial to that. You can be in an environment like this on your own and it doesn't feel lonely. There's the birds, there's the noise, there's activity. Going for a walk with another person might bring you into contact with someone that you hadn't otherwise known that you would meet. So giving people an initiative to do that and making it fun. Laughter and fun is really, really important.
Glenn! No! Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the new farm. I keep on saying to Julie, when is it going to open?
Hi guys, we are now at Ashley Farm at Grafton, 2 miles south of Hereford, and this is hopefully going to be our new site. So we've got a multitude of buildings. We've got 19 acres-ish of paddocks and grassland. To increase the actual amount of trees is fundamental to what we want to do. It's just massive, and we're so looking forward to getting here. This site lends itself to working with so many more groups of different abilities, young and old. The community aspect is a massive part of it.
We anticipate being able to provide a space that could be used by multiple other groups, because we know what it's like starting from nothing. So wherever possible, we will try and support other people to set things up. But what I think is great for us to be able to do is share that learning that we had. The whole ethos of how we work here, that if you work together you're stronger, but sharing things is good, and it's not something you should be afraid of. And if we all do that, we all have more to give, we have more that we can tap into. I know the community paradigm is something that's being looked at now through the Hereford Community Partnership. Is a brilliant model. We've got a sustainably led architect on board. We've done the heritage report and environmental and biodiversity report so that we can really utilise the site in a way that reflects its previous use and takes it forward into the future. What's important to us is that future visitors to the farm come along and can see its heritage, that we've retained that. And then the ideas of planting, which John outlined on the wider landscape, is about 19 acres here, will certainly promote biodiversity, address the climate emergency, and hopefully reintroduce some species of wildlife. To do that we need help. Practical terms, we would really love businesses, organisations, trades, whoever to say, we want to come and have a look and see what you're doing, how can we help you on site. But also funding, you know, we can do an awful lot with a very small amount of resources. Anyone who is interested in visiting the new site, in getting involved with the farm, finding out more, please give us a call. We always love visitors. Give us a call, come and have a cup of tea, have a look around, see what you think. If you go away and think, oh, maybe I know somebody or I could offer that, we would love to hear from you, because this is a community project. It's been built by the community. We can't let it be lost. We want to take that learning and let it move on to the future. So please, get in touch with us.